Hi, this is Stieg. We're going to take a look at our home sales for the month of May in Bloomington. Twin Cities region up in the upper left, Bloomington. So we're going to compare those two. So Bloomington has something to kind of bounce off of. Single family homes we'll look at first, previously owned, all types of sellers, all types of square footage and bedrooms. So on the median, it took 12 days to sell a home in Bloomington. Now, that would be half above and half below 12 days. Townhouse and condos are going to spike up. It's in Bloomington, there was 46 days, and in the Twin Cities, it was 30 days. Now, the easiest way to say this, and as to why it was so much longer in Bloomington than the Twin Cities generally, is there's a lot of condos and townhouses in Bloomington. So it just takes a while to kind of get through months of supply. So this is how many months would the single family that are on the market, how long would it take to satisfy the buyers? Well, it's not much. In Bloomington, it's 1.3 months. So it's just 5 weeks of single family homes to satisfy the buyer's demand. And in the Twin Cities, it's just a little over 2 months. So price per square foot in Bloomington I put it to single family. Price per square foot is $214 a square foot. Now, year over year, that is 6.5% higher. So it's 201 in May of 25 and 214 just this last month. The Twin Cities, a touch higher, but still very comparable. Now we'll flick over to townhouse and condos. $187 a square foot for townhouses and condos, and $200 a square foot for the Twin Cities generically for the average. And that would be finished square feet, by the way. So some of it is below, but most of it is above ground by its very nature. Hi there. I'm going to interrupt for just a moment and see if you would like an evaluation of your house. This evaluation does not require me to come inside. So let me show you how to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down from where you are watching this video right now, and you're going to see this right there. It says market value report. You're going to click it. Okay. And then you're going to go to my website, and then you're going to type in your address. Now that's my address, so you can look for that if you'd like. But anyway, you punch that in, and then it goes to this page, and then it says, what's your name? And of course, that's my name. And what's your email? And it could ask you a couple of other things, but you don't have to put it in. And then you hit enter. And then you come to this page, and that page says that the report is on the way. And then I will send you the report. And by the way, no one will know, and you will simply get an email from me saying thank you and your evaluation. Single family wise, for the original list price, sellers in Bloomington were getting 102% of their list price, meaning it was 100,000, they got 102, 200, they get 4 extra thousand, and so on and so forth. So 102%, that's very strong. The rest of the Twin Cities, very strong as well, just a little over 100%. Now we click over to townhouse and condos, and we see that it drops considerably. As a matter of fact, in Bloomington, it dropped 5%. So, because remember, single family was 102, townhouse and condo is 97. Now you can see the Twin Cities went down as well from 100.5 to 98. What does that mean? It means generically, single family homes are stronger sellers than generically townhouses and condos. That it doesn't prove anything, but it does tell us that the median, or the average sales price in Bloomington is a pretty accurate indicator of the fact that the homes are being priced properly when they hit the market, which is a good thing. The last thing we're going to look at is shows depending. Now, I think this is extra interesting when you're looking at showings depending, because it's not how many days it was on the market, it's how many showings it took to sell a home on the market. So for Bloomington, it was 14 showings. So it was 12 days, but 14 showings. So that's interesting. So how long did it take to get those 14 showings done? Well, somebody could say 12, but that's 12 is the median. So therefore, half of the homes sold faster and half of the homes sold slower than that number. So 14 showings is, quote, all it took. The rest of the Twin Cities would be 11. And again, we're just comparing numbers so you kind of get a context of where Bloomington is, health-wise, for buyer health and seller health. And now when we look at condos and townhouses for showings, it took 10 showings in Bloomington to sell a condo or townhouse on the median. In the Twin Cities, it took 7. So it was faster generically in the Twin Cities for amount of showings in order for the property to sell. Now, I will mention one thing. Bloomington is a physically large city. It physically is a large city, so it has a lot of different types of homes. It has a lot of different types of condos, older, newer, etc. And it has a lot of different types of, well, both townhouses and condos. So that means something. The more of something you have, the longer it takes to sell, given everything else equal. Single family homes, because of their rarity, are a little easier to sell generically because they are the most desirable of all the homes. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Let me know how I can be of assistance until the next time you see me.